Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that have joined us for today's video. And this video is going to be a little more complicated than the ones you've been used to, so let's just dive right in. This is about different tools that you can use to manipulate list data. All right, and with that, let us begin.
Tools for working with lists. Many data structure needs can be met with the built-in list type. However, sometimes there is a need for alternative implementations with different performance trade-offs. The array module provides an array object that is like a list that stores only homogeneous data and stores it more compactly. The following example shows an array of numbers stored as 2-byte unsigned binary numbers, type code H, rather than the usual 16 bytes per entry for regular lists of Python and objects.
All right. Why are they doing this? Why use an array instead of the list? Because of space. Okay, the same thing we're talking about yesterday. This is when you're working with an application that's running in production and every byte counts. This is what you have to worry about. Okay, maybe you use an array if the list is taking up too much space in the memory. Okay, all right, rare that you're going to need that. Okay, let's see if we can find something a little more interesting. Let's go.
The collections module provides a deque object that is like a list with faster appends and pops from the left side, but slower lookups in the middle. These objects are well suited for implementing queues and breadth-first tree searches.
Okay, if you remember back when we were talking about lists, they're talking about how you could use it in like for a queue or a list. Well, in those applications where every byte matters, you might want to use a deque. Now, the interesting thing about this code is when I put it in there, it blew up. Same reason as the yesterday. This deque function has been updated, and the starting node no longer, they've changed the name or something, and it's blowing up. Okay, but it really doesn't matter because it's going to be rare that you're going to need this. And if you do come across a point where you're going to need to use deque instead of a list for a queue, okay, you're going to have to go and relook at this function anyway to see how it works. So with that said, we're going to move on to the next bit.
In addition to alternative list implementations, the library also offers other tools such as the bisect module with functions for manipulating sorted lists.
All right, so what does it do? It sticks something in the middle? Okay, fine. I guess there's a purpose for that. It wouldn't exist if people didn't need it. Maybe you will. I don't know. I never have.
The heap module provides functions for implementing heaps based on regular lists. The lowest valued entry is always kept at position 0. This is useful for applications which repeatedly access the smallest element but do not want to run a full list sort.
Huh? What's a heap? All right, well, let's just run the example and see if we can puzzle it out. See what they're doing and see if it makes sense to see, better yet, if we can find a use for it in our coding. Spoiler alert, no. All right, with that, let's go. And here we are in the sample code. All right, and like I said before, I'm going to start inserting this stuff in the beginning just in case I have to worry about flipping around where we're pointed at in the file directory. Here's the array. Okay, got some prints in there so we can see what it's doing. Here's the code that blows up. Big deal. Okay, it used the pop left to figure out that it's the last one on the left is task 1. Okay, that's so useful. Bisect. All right, we're going to stick something in the middle. Wonderful. And then the last one, let's go figure out what it does. And the best way to do that is to run this code and see if anything interesting happens. With that, let's push the magic button. Chugga, 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 chugga. Boom! All right. let's go take a look at the output, shall we? And here we are in the output. All right, what happens? All right, so there's the array. I did the print this. That came out. I printed this. This came out. Okay, yeah, wonderful. The second example, yeah, okay. If you go all the way to the left, it's going to be task 1 in the list. What was it? Task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. Okay. There, boring. Stuck a 300 in the middle. It bisected it, the list. Wonderful. Now let's go figure out what the hell they're talking about with these heaps. Okay, so we create a list of data, and it's in particular order. Okay, and it looks like the first thing you can do with this heap amplify functions, it looks like it puts everything in order. Does it? No, it doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 6, 3. I don't know what it's doing. It's not putting it in any kind of order that I can understand. Okay, let's go. What's the heap push do? Oh, it looks like it's stuck. What do we got here? What do we have here that we don't have before? A -5 and a 3. The 0, oh, the 2 changed places. Now the one's over here. Oh, so that's where the 3 came from. The 3 got pushed over. Does anybody see the logic in what this stuff is doing? I don't. Now here's the real thing. Heap pop. All of a sudden we get the -5, the 0, and the 1. All right. And what does that take it out? The 5's gone. Let's see. Looks like we lost 3 numbers. And we lost the -5. Well, fine. Something that we can understand. It takes this stuff out of the list. Wonderful. And then reorganizes in a heap. Okay. So what this heap must be is some way of ordering data that doesn't make sense. Not to me. Okay, I can understand alphabetic order. I can understand numeric order. But heap might as well be random. Anyway, sorry I couldn't be a little more insightful on that function, but I don't understand it, so I can't really explain it to you. But, let's not let that scare us, and let's continue moving on to the next. By the way, we're almost done. 3 more videos, and then it's going to be time for our next series, which I think is going to be a lot more interesting than learning the basics of Python. And with that, go out there, have some fun, try not to get into too much trouble, and we'll see you in the next video.